So NHL 24 is almost here, and I got the chance to go to Vancouver to the EA studios so that I could actually play NHL 24 early. Now, I should preface this video with, well, it's an early version of NHL 24, so not everything is going to be perfect. So for this game, it was me and Clapback Nick on one team versus the UA, Kenneth Lettinen, and Brody McDonald. So I'm going to react to this gameplay and just give you my honest thoughts and just some tidbits about the game because it's been about a month and a half since I actually played this, so I'm not going to remember everything. But anyway, let's just watch. Okay, so right off the bat, here is the World of Chel menu. Just the interface is a little bit different. World of Chel now has a battle pass. It also has a storefront now, and with that comes in-game currency along with like World of Chel coins and points. Now obviously this is very similar to HUT, but this in-game currency is going to be used for cosmetics and stuff like that. You can buy builds and whatnot, but me personally, I would rather just make my own build than use a pre-made one, but that's just me. I'm gonna let this play out just so you guys can see. I don't think anything is really different in the intro, but here's what it is.
It is playoff time in the EASHL, and this place is rocking. I'm James Cebulski. She's Cheryl Pounder. Let's go.
So yeah, that's the intro. It's pretty much the same. For context, I'm the center and Clapback Nick is the winger. Now, unfortunately, we didn't really want to sit there and customize every single little thing, so my name in here is still Jordan NHL. You know, ideally, I'd rather it be CarPig, but it's whatever. So as you see right there, the full pressure actually just activated. They did say that they're going to nerf it a little bit because it activates a little bit too quick, and it shouldn't really be like that. It should be a little bit longer. And then this is stupid. I don't know why. I remember this though. I don't know why I attempted a glitch goal. Like, it's just so dumb. But to be fair, they were three really good opponents that we're playing up against, so I was like, let's just get a lead here. Anyway, so then I go behind the net and do this. Like I said, the deking stat is not bound to the Michigan in the playtest, and this is evidence right here. I mean, for context, me and Clapback Nick, we like relentlessly practiced the Michigan, and we pulled off the Michigan like over hundreds of times, like, so we know what we're doing when it comes down to it. And another thing I should mention for context is that we were not using the total control skill moves because it's just like one button is kind of dumb in my opinion. We were using the actual skill stick, so we were doing it the hard way, if you want to put it that way. But yeah, that was goal number 1.
James, I believe someone's gonna collect that puck.
The Aces grab possession of the puck. Works it across to Jordan. Oh, what a great stop as he got a piece of it with the glove.
He's got those magic.
But yeah, I can't tell for sure, but as you saw in that shot attempt, like that shot would usually go in NHL 23 where you just kind of hold it on your backhand, like on a backhand glide, and then you just go forehand far side, which is also known as the skate across or sometimes the wrap, depending on how you define it. But it did seem like the goalies in NHL 24 were saving those a bit more, as well as the cross creases.
Those two factors are combined, they create space. When he gets that space, he attacks the net. This time though, the goaltender shuts him down.
Moves it to Jordan. Steps inside. To his teammate. Quick feed down low.
This is probably a Michigan attempt, yeah.
I mean, he knows how to put the
That probably, yeah, that would have gone in. I got it up too.
And now he's looking for more.
From the left side, they enter the offensive zone. Moves the puck behind the net.
Yeah, as you can tell, we're literally just going for Michigans because we were kind of aware of the fact that the deking stat is not bound to the Michigans, so we were just like, let's just rip Michigans. Like, so I don't want to see any comments that are talking about like, oh, it's broken. It's not broken. It was literally just in the playtest that it was broken. In the actual release, it's not going to be like that, I promise you. And if you need the extra assurance, I had a conversation with the dev about it while I was in Vancouver, and I promise you, it's not going to be like that in the launch of the actual game.
Finish it off.
Here we go. 2-on-1. Sends it across. Quick pass on that feed. And we'll get the whistle after the goaltender hangs off.
So that's another thing. As you can see right there, Nick actually just did the behind the back self sauce. It's super difficult in 24, mainly because in the O zone, you can't really L2 as much. You can, but it's just way slower, and really L2 doesn't necessarily make you back skate anymore. It makes you face the net rather. So if you try to do the behind the back self sauce in the O zone, it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very slow compared to NHL 23.
It's a save.
Makes a move in front. Oh, what a slick stop by Lehman.
Man, he was right on that puck. He knew exactly where it was. It was tight to the crease.
He's got a step.
Okay, here's a penalty shot. I don't know what, I think this is probably Michigan. I'm pretty sure this is a Michigan goal. I don't mean to spoil it, but I'm pretty sure this is a Michigan goal.
Look at this. A chance.
I literally called it, yeah. So then we go up 2-0. We literally go up 2-0 with 2 Michigans here. Yeah, so we have a 2-0 lead with 2 Michigans, and I mean,
James was man, they are getting a defensive start in the first.
Just like that. This is what frustrated me. I mean, I'm the type of person that wants to keep the play going, so I'm always going to call for the puck. And in competitive scenes, like I've played in leagues before, and I'm not going to do that, but in a game like this where like the stakes don't matter, I'm just going to call for the puck because I want to keep the play going. So I call for the puck, and they ended up dunking it. So it's whatever, bro. I mean, a goal's a goal. Me personally, I would have dunked there. And as you can see on the boards, actually, I should have mentioned this earlier, but you can see the timer and just like animations in general. So when the full pressure is activated, then it'll show on the boards, and the time when it's ticking down like that, when it's under like 10 seconds, it ends up animating on the boards like that. Just a few cosmetic changes to like the rink and stuff like that.
There's the horn, ending the first period. Both teams will have a chance to regroup. You do you, and we'll be back with period number 2 in a moment.
I don't know why, but the slow-mo lasts for so long. I think it was only for the playtest. I think it's just a bug. But if it's like that in the actual launch, that's going to be really annoying because it just lasts for so long. It was just like kind of dragging on at that point.
Here we go, middle frame now underway as the puck drops. The Aces get a hold of the puck in the open ice. Poked away, good read.
Yeah, you can see right there, I tried to do the behind the back south sauce. It didn't quite work. Yes, I got her on the defender, but it didn't work in the way that I intended it to, which is kind of frustrating. But I mean, the behind the back south sauce is not a realistic move anyway in actual hockey, so I'm fine with it being nerfed.
I think it was almost instinctual. He recognized that he had some time and space there and the creative skill to be able.
Here comes the penalty shot.
And as you can hear, Cheryl Pounder, she's the new color commentator, so that's just another addition. This may or may not be in Michigan, I'm not sure. Considering I know the final score, I feel like it might be. Oh, I went for the, okay. I shouldn't say Superb Man, but I went for the generic Superb Man. I went for the great value version of the Superb Man, which is basically just behind the back and then do a relentless dive.
The Aces will go to work here in the offensive zone. Monster blocker stopped by Wagner.
Well, he's done that uncanny knack to find open space and drive to the net change.
Another Michigan, bro. And Knicks first.
He just pulled it off with the lacrosse goal.
Oh, he really
So now we have 3 Michigans, and like I said, it's not going to be this broken, and like I mentioned before, we know how to do the Michigan, so even if it wasn't broken, these would still likely go in, but not as consistently.
You take a bit of a breather here, and sometimes that fusion of
Again, right there is another example of Nick trying to do the behind-the-back self-sauce. It's totally nerfed when it comes to NHL 24. But yeah, this kind of cross-crease goal I'm fine with because it's literally a 2-on-0, and that was just on us.
The whistle, and it's a penalty shot. Here's the moment of truth. Quick shot. He scores.
So that's another goal that works in 23 that'll probably work in 24. Just a simple forehand backhand. I'm just wondering if they're going to be actually doing work to that between when this is recorded and the actual launch of the game.
Jordan's got the puck. Can't keep a hold of it. Out of there. Quick pass over to Jordan. Into the attacking end.
Again, I tried doing the behind-the-back self-sauce because it's literally just like, it's such a habit at this point.
And they go back up.
I don't think this game is going to showcase hip checking at all because I don't think we really were aware of it, but it was definitely overpowered in the playtest and the early versions. And I know that they said that they are going to nerf that, which is a good thing because it was very just like overpowered. Anyway, let's rewind here. So this is actually a new version of the Michigan. I'm not going to go in depth about how to do it yet. I'm going to wait for the launch of the game when everyone actually is able to do it. But basically it's just like a forehand version. You kind of scoop it up on your blade and you do it on the opposite side of where you normally do it, which I do think is a cool addition, but it's just going to be like everyone's going to be able to do that now and everyone's going to start spamming that with just the triangle button. So I'm not really sure how cool it's going to be. It'll be cool when you pull it off for sure, but it's just like, okay, like if you press it with one button, then it's just like whatever.
And he didn't have either, so it clearly wasn't the right choice.
Here's a shot.
Now, this is a goal that I was just like, well, if they're going to be doing forehand backhand, I might as well do forehand backhand, just skate across. Again, like I said, I'm wondering if they're going to be doing work on this between when this was recorded and the actual launch of the game, because those are just like 100% goals that work. I shouldn't say 100%, but like most of the time they go in if you do it properly.
Into the offensive zone. Broken up, what a play defensively.
Now, I actually really like this edition because if you look in the bottom left, it says delayed penalty, which, now for those of you that don't know, in 3v3 versions of EASHL in NHL 23, it would never say if there was a delayed penalty. You just kind of had to guess and like hope for the best. The arm of the ref would never go up and it would never say anything on the graphics or anything like that. So you never know until the other team touches the puck. And if that team that got tripped or interfered with or whatever scores, then it's just like, all right, well, I guess we'll never know. And it was just kind of like dissatisfying to not really see whether it was a penalty or not. But now you actually get to see it says delayed penalty, which is great because it was just a weird bug that was in 23.
Moves the puck forward to the middle. Quick feed to Jordan. Heads deep inside the offensive zone.
I wish that went in because that would have put us up like 2 goals at that point. Anyway, so this is Nick's penalty shot. I forget what he does here. My guess is probably a Michigan goal. That's probably my guess. I would have been right if it went in, but
Quick pass to Jordan.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I seriously do wonder if they're gonna do work on this because it's just a glitch goal at that point where you just go forehand, backhand. And I'd like to see a lower success rate on stuff like that.
Inside the neutral zone.
This is just disgusting by Nick. I mean, and like with like no time left too. And to go up 3 before the period, that's just like disgusting.
Number 3.
All right, let's see if the slow-mo is like very long. Yeah, that's a very long slow-mo. Like, I don't think it should be that long. I feel like that's just kind of an error. Unless they meant it to be that long, but like that just does not feel right. The through the legs deke was like very awkward to initiate. I don't know why, but everything in like the playtest in the early version just felt really delayed, as if like the input delay was like really high. So I don't know if it was because of that or if the deking was just messed up, but the deking especially just felt really clunky and weird. That would have been gross. I'm gonna say it again. I hope that they put in work on these glitch goals between when this was recorded and the launch of the game. I know that they go in a little bit less and that these are like a bunch of skilled players that are doing them, but still, I'd like to see a lower success rate on them. Like that right there. If they can make these goalies like make saves on those kinds of shots, then that'd be like a more realistic game in my opinion.
Grabs the puck in the defensive zone.
And right there, you can see icon passing. I actually started to
Got it along the way.
kind of enjoy it. It's a nice feature because then you can just pass to like who you want to instead of accidentally going to the wrong person. I'm not gonna say it again. You know what I'm gonna say. Also, my apologies for not changing my camera or turning off On Ice Trainer, but like I said, we were not gonna go in and customize every single setting because it would have just taken forever. But yeah, when this full pressure activates, you really feel it. And then Nick's stick breaks, it's just like, oh my god, there's like it's just chaos at this point. It's just like, I was getting kind of rattled when I was actually playing this, especially with this goal right here. Because I'm calling for it and they dunk it. It's just like those are 2 goals that should have just like not happened, but they did happen. And granted, we had the pinned effect with the full pressure being activated and everything, but like still, like 2 dunking goals, it's just like, all right, now I'm not gonna spoil this, but the ending to this is just like facepalm. It's just a facepalm for sure. You'll see. It might be right now, either that or an OT. I think it's right now. Yep, it's right now.
How surprised do you think the goaltender is? He just spins around and tries to clear the puck and he fires it past the tender.
Like, look at this slow-mo. It takes forever. The slow-mo lasts for so long. It's just like, we get it. We get it. We know what happened. Please just like speed it up. It takes so long. Look at this. It just keeps on going. Now, if I could figure out how to do that, but offensively, that would be kind of cool. If I could just bang it off the goalie's back like that, not like a Ziegler slip or anything like that, but just like banking it off the goalie's back, but offensively, that would be kind of cool. So obviously, there it is. We lost 7-6, even with like 4 Michigans being hit. But it's just like 2 of their goals were dunks, and then their 7th goal right there was just like on us. It's just like that could have easily been a 6-4 game. I can't believe it ended up like that. So anyway, there it is. That's some gameplay of NHL 24. I think there's one more game I have actually in the footage from the SD card that I had from the Elgato. I might do a reaction to that. Either that or just upload it as is. Here's the clip of the forehand Michigan. Once the game actually drops, I'll do a tutorial on how to perform it. And with the tutorial, I'm going to have like my tips and tricks about how to successfully score it. But for right now, here's the clip. I'm not going to put a tutorial out there for something that not everyone has access to quite yet. But once the game actually drops, expect a tutorial. And I'm going to end this video the same way I prefaced it by saying the Michigan is not going to be this broken, I promise you. And there are like likely going to be changes that need to be made. Like, for example, we literally saw close quarters. Like, here, I'll just pull up the graphic right now. Like, we saw close quarters and stuff like that got nerfed, which is super good because it's like, that was way overpowered for 23 and just like other games in general. That definitely needed a nerf. So they're actually addressing stuff like that. And they have Mike and Chris like addressing stuff publicly about the game and like what they want to change and what's going to be changed. So I think we can expect a better game moving forward. Even if it's not perfect off launch, I'm sure we can expect like consistent patches throughout the year, which was not the case with NHL 23. So having consistent patches for NHL 24 would be super beneficial. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. And if you want to see more NHL 24 content, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video.